Zoe Coble and Aubrey Tester never met Johnia Berry, yet their lives will be forever connected thanks to the kindness of the Bristol community and a tenacious mother determined to glean good from her only daughter's brutal murder. Together with the other members of the Tennessee High School Civinettes Club, the two Tennessee High School seniors have spent much of the school year collecting donations to help others during the holiday season and to help keep Johnia's memory alive.
She was very active in the community. She was very active in school and in clubs. She was very selfless. I think she cared so much about anyone that she was around, any children that she could help. And I think that really drives us in the Civinettes to make a bigger impact because we can really keep that going for her.
Johnia was killed in December 2004 during a home invasion at her Knoxville apartment prior to entering graduate school. She was 21 years old, newly engaged, and just days away from receiving her ETSU diploma. Her death sent shockwaves throughout East Tennessee, particularly in Bristol, where she was lovingly remembered by her Tennessee High teachers and classmates. A deep sadness has remained with Joan Berry since, yet she somehow manages to smile through her tears when she talks about Zoe and Aubrey and others like them who have spent the last 2 decades distributing thousands upon thousands of toys through the annual Johnia Berry Toy Drive that has become a holiday tradition.
I love to see the girls and I love to come back here, because this was Johnia's home, and it brings back a lot of memories. On the day Johnia was murdered, well, the day before she was murdered, she was wrapping presents for children, and they were still in the apartment, and that's how it really got started. A friend of mine said, well, let's do a toy drive, and that was 20 years ago, so this is the 20th year we've done the toy drive. We've been very blessed with, support and help from the community, and it's grown over the years, and it's a good feeling to give back to the community, and I think Johnia is probably just dancing in heaven. She's so happy about that because she had a great love for children. That's what she wanted to do. She had planned on dedicating her work with children. So this year the need is greater than ever because we're going to be helping the schools and the children that was affected by the hurricane. So we're reaching all the way over into western North Carolina. So we have a pretty big area to cover this year. I think that it's very important that children have a joyful Christmas, as much as possible. It gives them a little hope for the future, and a little joy at Christmas time.
Like Johnia before them, both Aubrey and Zoe joined the all-female Civinettes Club at Tennessee High to get involved in volunteer activities. The Johnia Berry Toy Drive is their biggest project of the year and begins in July, even before the start of the school year, when they join the Bristol Association of Realtors for a Christmas in July block party that invites the community to bring a new unwrapped toy. They continue their work throughout the semester by placing donation boxes at football games, swimming meets, wrestling matches, and other sporting events, always close by so they can share Johnia's story.
I went to a swim meet last week, and I just sat there with the box, said hello, and people asked about, and I told about the story, and I've got people before who actually knew Johnia, and they talked about how great she was, and they were glad that it was still living on. But I think the most rewarding part was meeting the Berrys and hearing all about Johnia, and her dad actually carries a little picture of her in his wallet when she was a cheerleader, and so seeing how just how much people loved her. And then whenever we volunteer places, I've fallen in love with volunteering. I love doing it. It brings a different kind of joy to me, I guess. I think for me, Christmas is really a time where everyone's supposed to be happy, everyone's supposed to be grateful and hopeful, and I think as a club we can all put aside any differences that we might have, put aside any drama that we might have, and we're all able to come together for a better cause. We can go out and have some joy in our community, and I think that's really important to us.
Those interested in contributing to this year's toy drive have until December 3rd to drop off a new unwrapped toy or make a financial contribution. Hats, gloves, and coats are needed for those impacted by the recent storms, and organizers said games and activities suitable for older children up to the age of 14 are also in high demand. Donations that come in after this year's deadline will be saved for next year.
So our deadline is very fastly approaching, but it's never too late. Even after the deadline, we can always keep the donations, keep the money, keep the toys for the next year's coming. If anybody wants to get involved or help us out, we have many donation boxes at, again, all of the events for the school. We also have donation boxes for toys at like local food cities. We have them in the front office. Anybody can contact anyone from the schools to see if they could bring any. We have some at the Round Building. So it's really easy to drop off toys, drop off donations, and it would really help us.
Then more than 40 volunteers will sort the donations and get them to deserving children in East Tennessee, Southwest Virginia, and Western North Carolina, continuing Johnia's mission of bringing joy to kids at Christmas.
It feels good to give back, you know. It also helps me and my family, but especially me. It helps keep my mind off of that terrible day, so because I'm so busy, you know. I just have to make myself get up and do it. Sometimes it's harder than others, but like I said, but I usually crash and burn after we distribute the toys. We distribute the toys on December the 6th. That's the day that Johnia was murdered. So we distribute the toys to all of the organizations, and then we go home and have our Christmas. You know, there's always that empty chair at our table, but I had rather have had her for 20 years than never had her at all. So I'm grateful for that.